Hi guys! So today I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 books that have made me cry. And now I've seen a couple different booktubers do a video like this, and I thought it seemed like an interesting concept, let you know what gets me teary-eyed. So thought I would just share with you guys the top 5 books that have made me cry. So I'm just going to get started. I'm going to start at book 5 and work my way to the number 1 book that has made me cry the most. So number 5 I have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. What a surprise! I'm sure most people that read this book cry. This is one of those books where you cry when it's happy, you cry when it's sad. It's just a really big emotional roller coaster, I guess, and there's a lot of tears happening. So yes, I did cry reading The Fault in Our Stars. I'm sure most of you that have read this book cried reading it. It's sad, it's intense, it's beautiful. John Green's writing is just so good. You just gotta cry. So number 5 is The Fault in Our Stars. At number 4 we have Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. I cried reading this book. I remember just feeling for the character. When you're in the book, you're so invested in the character, you just feel for them, and when they're sad, you're just sad. This was what that was. I was just, for the character Sky, I was just so sad for her, and I just cried for her. I don't know, I cried for her so hard. So I just remember this book was a teary one. So Hopeless by Colleen Hoover, amazing book by the way if you haven't checked it out, but I do remember there being waterworks, so that's number 4. At number 3 we have Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, or Rowell as some of you say. I cried during this book. If you've read this book, Eleanor has a really troubled past, a really troubled life currently, and I just remember crying for her. I just remember it being super sad. This book was truly heartbreaking. I think Eleanor's story was just super sad, and you just want to cry for her because she's just a young 14-year-old girl, and she's been through so much and she's still struggling, and it's just really sad. If you haven't read this book, I definitely recommend it. It's a really good one. So Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell is at number 3. At number 2 is a book that I recently reread and I just remember crying. That would be Slammed by Colleen Hoover. I read this book year ago-ish, and I read it. I don't really remember there being a lot of tears. Last month I recently reread this and I was at the beach and I was crying at the beach. So I think it says a lot to say that I couldn't suppress my tears while in a public place while reading this bad boy. So Slammed by Colleen Hoover. Again, there's a lot of really heavy topics in this book that just make you sad and made me cry, and I just remember crying at the beach last month, and I was so sad for this character Lakin, and I don't know, it's weird because I did not remember crying that much when I read it the first time. But last month I was waterworking at the beach. So Slammed by Colleen Hoover is at number 2. Okay, and at number 1 is a book that is one of my all-time favorites. It's definitely in my top 5 favorite books, and that is Looking for Alaska by John Green. And I'm sure a lot of you haven't read this book, and I actually want to share something with you. If you've read this book, you can continue listening. If you have not read this book and you plan on reading it, you don't want to be spoiled, please mute the video until this picture goes away on the screen. You'll see a picture on the screen. Until that goes away, please keep your volume muted if you do not want to be spoiled. While reading this book, I have to say I did not really enjoy Alaska. I didn't really like her character. I didn't like her as a person. I didn't like how she treated Pudge. I thought Pudge deserved better than somebody like her. I truly did not like her. And when it came down to her dying, the scene where Pudge finds out, I just remember bawling my eyes out. I remember just dropping the book. I was sobbing. It was terrible, and I think it says a lot that I could cry so hard over the death of a character I disliked, and I really felt it, and I think that says a lot about John Green's writing and John Green's characters. I cried so hard for Alaska's death, and I have to say I don't really like her. I don't really like Alaska, and this is my favorite John Green book. It's an amazing book. I'm sure most of you love it. It's so good, but I just remember crying so hard over this book. Okay, so yes, this is number 1. My biggest mess of makeup over my face was over this one. So those are the top 5 books that have made me cry. If you want to share with me the top 5 books or a book that has made you cry, please let me know in the comments below. I would be super interested to know. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know any of your video requests, comments, questions down below. Don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and I love you all very much. Bye!